Thank you very much. I disagree with everything you just said before.
Yeah. But you're fluent in Finnish, right?
Pretty fluent.
People don't know that, do they?
It's a little niche market for me, but there's a small Finnish American community, and I'm kind of a big star in that.
Right,
in
yeah.
New York. Well, it's a small part of New York, a small section of Brooklyn.
As you know, Conan O'Brien has quite an impressive track record in Finnish politics. Are you going to do that as well?
I'm trying to find someone that might resemble me here to run for office, and I haven't found yet because there's no one here my height. Everyone here is 6'9".
Yeah, right. So I have to talk about roast because they're quite popular and everything.
Yeah.
And I wanted to ask you if there's someone still that you'd love to roast in the future. Is there like a dream come true?
I would love to roast the Pope.
The Pope.
That would be good, but that one is not looking like it's going to happen because people are putting up a pretty big fight.
Yeah.
But I would say the Pope would be good,
or
maybe Osama bin Laden if we can get into it. Fingers crossed.
hard to find.
Well, he's out there. He's easy to find if we really want to, but there's not enough profit in finding him.
Yeah, and you've got the connections, right?
I have
someone's gonna find him,
If anyone can do it, it would be me. Yeah.
Exactly. So how do you pick the people for us? How do you prepare them? Aren't you afraid that they might cry, or is it easier because you're a lawyer? You don't care.
Yes, it's because I'm a lawyer.
Yeah.
It's because I'm a lawyer, so I use my legal training to track them down. I don't pick them. The network picks them, and then I just write jokes about them.
Yeah.
And
you don't prepare them I'm going to be really mean to you.
I do actually. Right before the shows, you do talk to them, and you do say, this is going to be mean, and it's getting easier because people now know what to expect. But at the beginning, they didn't. A lot of people didn't know it'd be that mean. Now people are used to it, so it doesn't come as such a shock to them.
Are there favorite topics they like to cover? Personal stuff?
Vaginas are always good. Old vagina helps. Fat vagina, any extreme vagina. I don't know how liberal you are here with your broadcast policy, but I know that it's fancy Scandinavia, so you're very open-minded and progressive, so we can say vagina. Vagina. It's my first time performing in Europe outside of the UK. I performed a little bit in London, but I used to come to Spain a lot and France, and I've been over here many times, but not to Scandinavia, not performing them.
Yeah. Okay. Well, you planning to come back?
I don't think so. No.
No. It's been that traumatic for you so
It's
far?
been a nightmare. It's been a nightmare, and I don't like the food. I don't like the people. I don't like the money. I don't like the sleeping in the daytime because I can't adjust to the time difference. I don't like the fact that people here are so closed-minded about Jesus and God. If you're going to be atheist and all open-minded, that's fine, but then don't force your open-mindedness on me. Accept that I am a believer, and I believe that Jesus is Lord, and I wish you guys would accept that yourselves. Somebody told me Finland is better than Sweden in a lot of different ways. To me, I think that it'll be exactly the same, but except that here it's a little tiny bit colder.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Atmosphere-wise, or...
No, just temperature-wise, because being a little further north, I think. It's a tiny bit colder, and also there was an hour time difference, which that's going to affect my comedy a lot. Yeah, I'll probably have to cut the show short.
No, we'll be on your side, don't worry.
Okay,
Yeah.
well, the way I'm going to treat it is as if it's the middle of the night. I'm going to pretend it's nighttime.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I don't really, it's going to be weird to leave here and have it still be daylight, which is also another weird thing that happens, but I understand. As long as no one commits suicide during the show, because I understand a lot of people do that, so.
Fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah.
If I can get through a whole show with no one killing themselves, that's a success.
That'll be the first time. Yeah.
Well, second, because there was one show in Tulsa, Oklahoma, where everybody stayed alive the whole time.
No way.
Yeah.
Oh.
I'm going to Amsterdam just for a night. No working that night, so that it would just be fun and relax for one night, and then fly back to New York.
Oh, cool. So it's a very short trip.
Very short, yeah, just a little over a week.
Yeah. You're doing it for the money. It's all these glamorous venues.
For the glamour, yeah. It's mostly just for the glamour and to see a little bit of the world and see how if people love Greg Giraldo, because Greg Giraldo. The thing about Greg Giraldo is Greg Giraldo's work. When Greg Giraldo works overseas, Greg Giraldo cares about the people that love Greg Giraldo, and what Greg Giraldo wants to do is explore and experiment and see if there's a sense for Greg Giraldo that people want Greg Giraldo, and if they do, then Greg Giraldo might begin to contemplate an international career, and maybe one day I can be maybe as big as I don't know. I was gonna say the Pope, but I was thinking bigger. Maybe
Even bigger.
like the volcano.
Okay.
You know,
Like
have
stopping
that kind of impact.
Europe or something.
Stopping
Yeah.
Europe dead in its tracks
Exactly.
because of my arrival. Yeah.
Sounds great. But you've done all these big shows and all these major clubs and everything. Is there somewhere that you still like to be career-wise? Like, where would you like to perform? Something you haven't done actually. You've been everywhere.
Yeah, I would like to build bigger audiences and build bigger venues and do although that's a lie. I'm perfectly happy exactly where I am.
Yeah. So are you living in New York now, based in there, and yeah, do a lot of gigs there? And
Yes, in New York and around the country and around but these kind of things that come up are always exciting.
Yeah. Is there anything big coming up that we should like?
There's a new roast coming up that I was telling you a little bit about off camera, the David Hasselhoff roast that's going to shoot at the end of July, so that probably will be airing by August. And then there's a series in the States called Last Comic Standing, which I don't know if you have any version of that here, but it's a reality show competition for comedians, and I'm one of the judges this year, and that starts to air this Monday. And that's on NBC, which is a major primetime thing. So even though it's a sellout horror thing to do, it's going to be seen by a lot of people. So that's exciting.
No, it sounds really cool. And so we're talking about NBC, I have to ask you, are you on Conan O'Brien's side or Jay Leno's side? Or whose side are you on?
At this point, I don't care anymore, but I love Jay. I mean, not Jay. What's the guy with red hair? That was a weird Freudian slip. I love Conan O'Brien. I've done his show lots of times. He's been very good to me, and he produced a sitcom pilot that I did years ago, and he's a great guy. And I don't know Jay, so I would side with Conan.
Yeah, but you haven't turned back. You're back to NBC yet, or anything like that?
I've turned my back on a lot of things accidentally. That was during my jail time.
Oh, okay. And now, do you want to elaborate on that?
No, it's a painful memory that I think best we just leave in obscurity for now.
So many secrets. I wish I could roast you.
Yeah, one day maybe.
Thank you so much.
Well, thank you.
Have a good gig.
Thank you very much. Very firm handshake for a lady.
Well, I'm finished.
Yes.
I'm strong. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, good.
Well, thank you very much.
Thank you. Appreciate it.